Most people think a clean dog doesn't stink. You bathe them, brush them, wash their blankets. That should be enough, right? But what if I told you the smell isn't dirt? It's something deeper living on their skin. And if you don't fix this, no amount of shampoo will ever get rid of that doggy odor. Luckily, there's a natural way to fix it. Cheap, easy, and sitting in your pantry right now. So what's really behind the stink? Let's break down the real reason why your dog might be smelling up the house no matter how clean they look on the outside. See, most people blame the smell on dirt, on puddles, on that one time your dog rolled in something nasty at the park. But if that were true, the odor would vanish after a good scrub. And yet, even after the bath, even after drying them off and spritzing some pet cologne, that musky smell creeps back. Why, the truth is, it's not about what's on your dog, it's what's living there, on their skin, deep between the fur, invisible to the eye. Just like humans, dogs have a community of microscopic life on their skin, friendly bacteria and yeast. They're part of the natural system like tiny house guests. But sometimes those guests throw a wild party. The kind that leaves a smell you can't ignore. And here's the kicker, that overgrowth. It doesn't always mean something's wrong. It just means the conditions got too comfortable. A little too much moisture. A bit too much oil, not enough air. Like a basement that never sees sunlight. Ever noticed your dog smells stronger after a walk in the rain or after a swim? That's not just water. It's the perfect setup for those microbes to multiply. Now here's the part most people miss. It's not just about drying your dog. It's about restoring balance to their skin. So how do we do that? Without expensive products, without more baths, and without stressing your dog out. The answer has been sitting quietly in your pantry all along. And it's time we talk about apple cider vinegar. Now I know what you're thinking. Vinegar. Really, that stuff I use to pickle onions or clean the sink. But here's the surprising part. This humble kitchen staple holds a secret power when it comes to restoring balance to your dog's skin. It's like giving nature a gentle nudge in the right direction. Apple cider vinegar, or ACV as the experts call it, is naturally acidic. Not in a harsh, burn-your-nostrils way, but just enough to shift the pH of your dog's skin back to its healthy zone. Think of it like tuning a guitar that's gone slightly flat. When the skin's pH is off, bacteria and yeast throw a noisy party. But bring that pH back in tune, and suddenly it's silent. Calm. Balanced. So how do you use it? That's the beauty. It's simple. You mix equal parts ACV and water. Then you either spray it onto your dog's coat or gently wipe them down with a soft cloth. No need to rinse. Just let it dry. Yes, they'll smell a bit like salad dressing for an hour or so, but trust me, it fades. What doesn't fade? The stink you've been fighting for weeks. But wait, before you start spraying your pup from head to tail. There's a catch. ACV might be natural, but it's still powerful. What if your dog has a small scratch, a hidden wound, or sensitive skin you didn't even know about? What happens then? That's why before we dive all the way in, there's one simple test you need to try, and one mistake many loving owners make without realizing it. Just like you wouldn't rub a new lotion all over your own body without trying a dab first. Your dog needs a moment of patience, a tiny patch, one spot. Choose a small area, maybe behind the ear or on the inside of their thigh, and apply a bit of the diluted ACV. Then wait, 5 minutes, 10. Watch their body. Do they shake it off? Do they scratch? Or do they just settle? If they seem calm, you're good to go. But if you notice any sign of irritation, even the slightest flinch, stop. Rinse that spot with plain water and skip the vinegar. No method is worth your dog's discomfort. And one more thing, this may sound obvious, but it's often missed in the rush: never apply ACV to broken skin, open wounds, or anywhere near their eyes, ears, or nose. That sting, it's real. And your dog will remember. Now, once you've done the test and things look good, apply the mixture gently across their body, especially under the arms and skin folds behind the legs. These are the quiet corners where bacteria love to camp out. And the best part? No rinsing. Just let the vinegar work its quiet magic. While your dog air dries, maybe take them on a short walk. Let the breeze carry the scent away. It's like pressing reset on their skin. But here's where most people stop. They treat the outside, but forget the inside. Because sometimes that stubborn smell, it's not just skin deep. What if the real root of odor begins in the gut, not the fur? Could what you pour into their water bowl be just as important as what you spray on their coat? Let's take a look inside. Because sometimes that stubborn smell, it's not just skin deep. What if the real root of odor begins in the gut, not the fur? Could what you pour into their water bowl be just as important as what you spray on their coat? Think about it. When your dog's digestive system is off balance, you can smell it. The gas, the bloating, the way their breath turns sour even after brushing. Just like a house with clogged pipes, if the inside isn't flowing smoothly, the outside will never feel fresh. And here's the part that surprises most owners. Apple cider vinegar doesn't just work on the coat. It can also gently tune the body from the inside out. A teaspoon in their water dish may not look like much, but inside their stomach, that acidity plays referee. It keeps harmful bacteria from overrunning the good guys. It helps break down food more efficiently, meaning less fermentation, less gas, and yes, less stink. Some owners even notice shinier coats, calmer digestion, and fewer itchy flare-ups once ACV becomes part of the routine. But here's the catch: more is not better. A heavy hand can turn this friend into an enemy, irritating the stomach instead of helping it. That's why the key is to start small. 1 teaspoon. That's it. Then watch. See how they respond. And before you even begin, there's one voice that matters most: your vet's. Every dog is different. What soothes one pup might upset another. But if your vet gives the green light, this simple step could change the way your dog feels and smells from the inside out. But let's not stop there. Because what about the space your dog lives in? The bed, the carpet, the couch. What if the secret to a fresh-smelling dog isn't just about them, but about the very air you breathe together? But let's not stop there. Because what about the space your dog lives in? The bed, the carpet, the couch. What if the secret to a fresh-smelling dog isn't just about them, but about the very air you breathe together? Picture this. Your dog jumps on the sofa after a walk, and even if they're clean, the smell clings to the cushions. Or their favorite bed in the corner of the room, no matter how often you wash it, the odor seems to seep back within days. It's not your imagination. Fabrics are sponges, soaking up every trace of scent, holding on to it like secrets whispered into their fibers. That's why sometimes, no matter how clean your dog is, the house tells a different story. Here's where apple cider vinegar steps in again quietly, like an old friend who knows how to fix things without fuss. Mixed with water sprayed lightly over bedding carpets, or even that armchair your dog claims as their throne, the vinegar doesn't just cover smells. It dismantles them molecule by molecule until what's left is nothing. Clean air. Space that smells like home again. You might catch a faint salad-like tang at first, but give it an hour. What lingers is freshness, not fragrance. And it's not just about odor. Vinegar carries a quiet strength, a natural disinfectant, a gentle shield against bacteria hiding in the fibers of fabric. The very places where your dog rests their head at night can finally breathe again. But even with all these tools, there's still a final piece we can't ignore. Because a smelly dog isn't just a household inconvenience, it can be a silent message about their comfort, their health, even the way they experience the world. So what does all this truly mean for the bond you share with your dog? And how do we tie it all together into one simple truth you'll never forget? Here's the thing. Every odor carries a story. When your dog smells off, it's not simply dirt or carelessness. It's their body whispering that something is unbalanced, a skin ecosystem tipped too far, a gut asking for support, a living space that traps yesterday's scents. And when you ignore those whispers, they grow louder. The scratching, the restlessness, the way they rub against the carpet, as if trying to shed a weight you can't see. But when you step in with something as simple as apple cider vinegar, diluted in water, added gently to a bowl, misted across their bed, it's like turning a page. Suddenly, their skin breathes easier, their coat shines with quiet health, and the house feels open again. And you notice it not just in your nose, but in their eyes, in the way they curl up at your feet, without that restless shifting. Freshness in this sense isn't just about smell. It's about comfort, about dignity, about giving your dog the chance to feel at home in their own skin, and for you to feel at home beside them. But here's where I want to leave you with a thought. If something as small as vinegar can reveal so much about balance, what other signals might your dog be sending that we so often overlook? In fact, there are certain everyday things we humans do, habits we think are harmless, even loving that dogs secretly dislike, sometimes even hate. And knowing those could change the way you understand your best friend forever. And that's the beauty of it. What started as a stubborn smell turned into something more. A reminder that our dogs are always speaking to us, just not with words. Every odor, every scratch, every sigh at the end of the day is part of their language. And when we choose to listen, even through something as ordinary as vinegar, we're saying back to them, I hear you, I care, I'll keep you comfortable in the home we share. So now you know the secret isn't endless baths or expensive sprays. It's balance. Balance on their skin, balance in their gut, balance in the space you both live in. And with that balance, your dog doesn't just smell fresher, they feel better, lighter, more at ease. And you as their person get to breathe easier too. It's a win you can sense not only in the air, but in the quiet bond between you. But I don't want you to stop here. Because smell is just one piece of the puzzle. What if I told you there are certain things we humans do every day without thinking that chip away at that bond? Things as simple as a touch, a tone of voice, a habit at bedtime. And while we believe they show love, your dog may secretly hate them. Wouldn't you want to know what those are before they become a wedge between you? In the next video, we'll pull back the curtain on 14 of those hidden habits. Some will surprise you, some may sting a little, and one or two will feel uncomfortably familiar. But knowing them will give you the chance to love your dog the way they've always wanted you to. So stay with me, because this journey into your dog's world is only just beginning.